Hey guys, welcome to studio time. There's a lot coming up this week with a double holiday on Wednesday, Valentine's Day and the first day of Lent. So I thought I'd touch base on two things. One is just getting supplies ready for the Lent project. And then two, I couldn't resist doing a little Valentine project. I've got a couple of videos to share with you, and then I will also do a little time lapse of me actually doing some art for you. So step one, getting ready for Lent. This book, I haven't read it. I can't even say it's amazing or anything yet, but I really enjoyed the one she put out for Advent, and I enjoy the woodblock print type illustrations. So I'm kind of excited to see what she has to say about Lent. And I loved the title of Wild Hope, Stories from the Vanishing. And that inspires me, along with, I'll put a couple other links in the write-up today because I found a couple other Lent things that might be encouraging. One is a Bible study about getting rid of our idols, false idols. And another is a 100-day art challenge, which obviously extends way past Lent. But what I liked about it was she has wonder and awe focused in there. And I'm like, that is kind of exactly what we're going after with Easter. It's not all about sadness, it's about preparing for something bigger, right? So along with the books, the Bible studies, I'll try to get some music together as well. And then if you're going to join in on the carving project, you're going to need a briar, you're going to need a carving knife, you're going to need some linoleum. And there's a couple ways of transferring. I just saw a super great little video, and I will link that in here as well, about a different way to do the transfer of image and the carving. So if you don't want to get tracing paper and carbon paper and these little guys, you don't have to. So I'll explain all of that in the video when we start doing the carving, transferring the carving. But first step with any project is to gather your supplies, be prayerfully considering imagery about Lent, and the image will come. Don't worry about having an image up front. You don't have to have it planned out yet. We're going to go step by step on that one. So Lent is just getting your stuff gathered, maybe putting it all in a box, putting it all in a drawer, a basket, clearing a space in your art place wherever you make art, whether it's the corner of the couch or an actual art studio. Great. Just get it all collected in one place so you're ready to go on Wednesday. And then here's a fun little Valentine's Day project. And what you'll need is some kind of a stencil. I made my stencil out of junk mail. And I can show you quick how I did that. I wanted to make a heart for this, so I just fold it in half. I think you haven't been making these with your kids recently or anything, I'm sure you can remember how to cut half a heart from grade school. I added a little bit of tape right on the fold here to help it stay flatter. You can play with sizes, and then also you have the option of having this as your template stencil or this as your thing to trace. Then I did a little test today using some different writing supplies. I think I used the fountain pen, an inkjoy pen, a micron. I also used a pencil. Because I have a lot of this on hand, I used gloss medium. In the inspiring video I watched, they used mailing tape. So I also did a test with mailing tape and Scotch tape. In the video they did acrylic paint. I wanted to test a few, so I used gouache, high flow acrylic, and a super generic old acrylic. But what's super cool is it's a scratch and reveal project. You're also going to need some kind of a card, some testing paper, scratch paper, and some images. In the video, they printed out really tiny photos. We'll just do a pretend. So say you have a picture of you guys and you're in a pine forest. You and whoever this person is. Could be a kid, could be a grandparent, could be your significant other, spouse, girlfriend, could just be friends, right? And This is where I don't like this kind of a template. I like to see what I'm tracing. But you take the picture and you can crop it however you want it. And then maybe you want to trace with a pencil. You cut it out. And in the video I'll link you to, they glued this down, I believe, onto their card. Then they covered all of them with mailing tape, painted it with acrylic paint, just covering the picture. So you get this card with all these red, pink, whatever color hearts you want. And it says 10 best memories. And then they could scratch it off to reveal the picture. So I want to do a little bit of an experiment. And this is, I guess, what I want to encourage you to do twofold here is be inspired by videos you see online and then try it a little different. You don't have to do it exactly the way anybody else does it. So in my test, I wanted to see what the different pens did when I covered them with the gloss medium. And then I wanted to see how the different paints I had would scratch off of the gloss medium and the two different tapes. So as you can see, micron and pencil don't budge at all when I put the gloss medium. Obviously, with tape, nothing would bleed, right? So I'm gonna try scratching these all off. This is off of the Scotch tape. Obviously the acrylics definitely do better than the gouache. The gouache like stains it a little bit. And let's see what happens when I scratch it off of the mailing tape. It definitely comes off the mailing tape best. Let's see if it comes off of... It doesn't come off the gloss medium at all. I thought maybe it would. Because it's shiny. But nope. So there's some information for you if you are doing painting, and maybe I should have realized this as I was doing this because we do paintings all the time in journals and stuff where we cover something with gloss medium or matte medium and then we paint on top of it. So it does make sense. Now we know for sure. Paint really adheres well to gloss medium. So I think I will use the instructions from the video that I watched and use the mailing tape option. I am going to do my own sketches. So what I did is I pulled a few pictures up. You could use your phone as a light box, use the computer as a light box, and hold your paper up. And you'll see this when I do the time lapse. Trace just the outline, because I really like this idea of a silhouette and making it simple. At least on this one. Probably draw it right onto my card, cover it with mailing tape, and then paint it, let it dry, and put it in the envelope for Wednesday. That's the idea. So a Valentine with special memories. And if you don't want to draw pictures, you could write words in there. Why not? You could put a secret message in there. It could be, did you ever do coupon cards when you were kids? So they could scratch one off. You could do like a little lottery thing. You could have multiple hearts and they could pick, it could say, pick one gift. And maybe you have laundry, you have cook, you have a back rub, and whichever one they scratch off is the gift they get for Valentine's Day. Or you could do it, what was the show? Oh, The Price is Right, where you'd pick which curtain you wanted to reveal. And so they could have, it could be just a 1, 2, 3, or by color, and it would tell them which box they would, obviously you'd mix these up, right? So in the hearts, you could do this for all your kids. So you could have 1 heart per kid, and it corresponds with a box that you have or a bag someplace. And if the bags have colors or the boxes have colors or an animal on there, you write the description of the gift box here, and the kid has to pick which heart to scratch off, and that's the gift that they get. So have fun. I'd love to hear your creative ideas. I just thought a scratch and reveal Valentine was a super creative, unique idea. I'd sure love getting one, wouldn't you? So think about how you're going to do it. If you want to write characters, character traits, or things that you really admire and love and respect about the person you're giving this card to, you could reveal a whole message. You could write some memories, a different memory in each heart. And again, it could be an image that you draw, print out. It could be a word or a blessing. All sorts of ideas. So happy Valentine's Day. Happy preparing for Lent, getting things organized. Just give yourself a couple days to take a breath. And on Wednesday, we'll start some things up. Take care. Okay, so I'm experimenting with different ways to do the tape part. I took a piece of mailing tape, and I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape and roll that over on itself. And take the cutout, this heart, and tape it to the non-sticky side of the mailing tape. And make sure there's enough space. Gonna have fingerprints all over it. Tape is hard to work with. Really struggling with the tape part. If you have an idea of how to do this part better, I would love ideas. For one, it's transparent. Two, it's sticky. Definitely, if you just cover your whole sheet, your whole card in one piece of mailing tape, that is clearly going to be the easiest route. I tend to not go for the easiest route ever in my life. Oh. My mom and I kind of joke about that because we both are the same. So this one is going to maybe overlap with that one a little. And once you stick it, it's stuck. The other struggle that I come up with, again, slipperiness, is the tape is really slippery. On the smooth side, trying to get a nice smooth edge. It's a little bit hard for me. I do not have the most steady hand. It's kind of fun to make art that has a treasure hunt involved, or a hide and reveal. They can't just open the card and get it all at once. They gotta participate. Right? And I did end up going with the high flow acrylic. I'm contemplating on one or two of these using a different shade of red for variation, but we'll see what actually happens. And I keep going back over trying to make it just a smooth, even coat where you can't see any of the picture below it. Enjoy. Happy Valentine's Day. Tell people how you feel about them. Treasure your happy memories.